Hey everyone, make sure to listen to the Fairly Odd Asian podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, babe. Fuck yeah.
Welcome back, beautiful people. It's another edition of the Fairly Odd Asians. It is episode 10.
Here we go. Great
what
start.
is it?
Great start.
Episode 106. Welcome. And it is Monday, December. I don't even know.
Monday, November 29th.
Monday, November 29th. It's been a hell of a week.
We have
here.
vacation, post-vacation brain people.
Hey, happy Hanukkah.
Is Hanukkah today?
Officially the first day of Hanukkah on Monday.
Why did I think that Hanukkah was later in the month?
Later in the month. We're at like the end of the month.
I mean, I thought that it was in like
I don't know. My Google Calendar says Hanukkah.
Oh wow. Well, to all our Jewish friends out there, happy
Do we
Hanukkah.
even have any Jewish friends? I don't think so. I don't think we do.
I used to have some Jewish friends when I studied abroad,
Oh,
but
wow. Good for you.
that was it.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, everyone. We're excited to be back. We are back from our trip to the great Arizona.
At first I thought because you paused, you forgot where we went.
No, I didn't. We're back from Arizona. Great trip. Great trip overall.
Super smooth.
We are going to be recapping that in today's episode
Because I feel like this is an important trip to document because this was your first Drew's.
Are you looking at the camera again?
I'm sorry, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I am sorry.
You are. Yep.
Well, it's hard because I'm like, I can't look directly in your eyes.
Yeah, I know.
Because we're not turned facing each other.
We gotta fix the echo problem in here. The audio is not the best in here.
Maybe
That's
we
right.
should like.
You should just talk to the microphone really close to your mouth. Mic etiquette 1 2 1 2.
It's just so fuzzy,
What do you mean it's fuzzy?
like against my lips.
Oh, the microphone is fuzzy?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay.
But anyways, this was Aaron's first Drew's family vacay.
That it was.
Outside of, he's gone camping with my family in Door County, but I have told him and prompted him that is quite different than a family vacay.
And I didn't really believe her until this trip.
So let's dive into the bread and butter. And
Sure.
let's just,
let's dabble.
Well, first, let's just talk about, to start on a positive note, like what were some really good things or like fun things that you experienced on the trip?
I thought it was really fun to go hiking. I think the best part of the trip was when we went hiking around Bell Rock and Courthouse Butte.
In Sedona.
It was like a 6.5 mile hike, which was great. Yeah, I think that was the best part. What was the best part for you?
I would have to say the same.
Yeah.
I thought that hike was super fun.
Yeah, that hike was really fun, actually.
It was not...
Oh boy, there's a disaster about to happen on the chair.
Shout out, Will. There was not a lot of people...
Hey.
Oh my God.
Be nice. Daisy, what are you doing? She's like biting his stomach.
Oh my God.
Wow,
Our
what an
cats
asshole.
are assholes. Anyways, yes, I thought the hike was super fun. There weren't a lot of people on the trail hiking around, which was super nice. So it wasn't congested. And then we went and on Bell Rock, it's, what is it, a butte?
No, one was Bell Rock, one was Courthouse Butte.
Oh, well, Bell Rock, you could hike up it.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly how high it was, but
We got pretty high.
We were freaking scaling it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do that Cathedral Rock hike too, because that would have been like a better payoff.
Oh, well.
No, it was good. We did some hikes. We also went to the birthing canal, birthing cave. It was actually called the birthing cave.
Yes.
It was a super like short hike. It was like what 2 miles in total.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was a really fun hike. And then the payoff was really good. So it was basically like flat trail all the way. And then the last like, look at her. She's like stalking him. Shout out, Will. The last like, I don't know, maybe quarter of a mile, 10th of a mile, it was just like straight up to like this beautiful like it was basically a cave. Hi Zig. It was basically a cave like in the side of the red rocks.
Yeah.
That you could like sit in and stuff. So it was really cool.
It was super cool. I loved hiking in Arizona and just it was so beautiful outside, the nice weather.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I was like,
yeah, I wish we had hikes like that here that
know.
weren't all the way up on the North Shore.
yeah. I mean, we have nice parks.
That's wonderful. Also, Arizona's roads suck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They're horrible. Not great.
Well, when you don't pay taxes, you don't get infrastructure money. So
That's
you
true.
get shitty roads.
Well, now that we've said all the nice things, tell me your true deep
So
thoughts.
what I did is I made a funny vacation happenings list on my phone. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 items long.
Let's hear it. From the
so-
top, make it drop.
So as I say these, what I want you to do is I just want you to just kind of like give me your reactions or add any commentary to these as you see fit. Okay.
Okay.
The
Sounds great.
first one, the first night that we got there, we got to the Grand Canyon like right at sunset. It was beautiful.
Super nice.
We stayed like up by the Grand Canyon National Park, the South Rim. So it was like 3-hour drive from Phoenix. Is there a little fuzz on there?
Yeah, these are really fuzzy.
Yeah, they're a little cat hair. But we drove up there and we were trying to find a place to go to dinner.
Oh,
And so we went into this like, so basically it's like this one main road in, what was it, Tuscanian or something like that? Where did we stay? It was like a town called like Tuscany. Basically it was right by the entrance at the south rim of the Grand Canyon National Park.
yeah.
It was this little town. And we went to like this, there's like a strip where there's a bunch of restaurants, not a bunch, but there's some.
Yeah.
So we walked to like the steakhouse. It was like Biggie's Steakhouse. We walked in there. They're like, the wait's 40 minutes. We're like, we don't really want to wait that long.
Yep.
So we went down to another steakhouse a little bit farther down, which was called
Yippee-I-O.
Yippee-I-O Steakhouse. And when we walked in, it was like super interesting. When we walked in, everyone was eating, but it was like quiet, like no music playing, very quiet.
Yeah, people weren't really talking.
People weren't really talking or conversing. And then the more I looked around, everyone just looked sad.
They did look sad.
It was,
I can confirm.
It was quite possibly. Also, we did not get even talked to by anyone in the restaurant. Obviously, short staff, we get it. But like we weren't even approached by anyone. We were seen by people working and we were not addressed as a group. So It was just a weird experience. And to me, I still think about this. Like that was like alternate dimension, glitch in the matrix.
Oh.
Like we walked into something where those people were all robots. It was so strange. The vibe in there was so off. Like someone must have been murdered right before we walked in or something.
Wow, that is. I mean, it was off. What an interesting comparison. But I just was so taken aback. I'm like, okay, you are clearly in a tourist town. You are not strangers to busy times, like rushes.
Right.
And we were there.
Short-staffed. They're probably short-staffed. I can't imagine that they get many workers up there.
Yeah, that's true. But
So-
still, I mean, even if you're short-staffed, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Customer service? Question mark?
Yeah. But, so yeah, we did not go there.
Nope.
But then we ended up at Bonita's
Yeah.
or something like that.
Which was delightful.
Pretty great. Good little Mexican spot.
Great.
Yeah.
Great Mexican spot. You actually almost passed out in there,
No, I didn't almost pass out. I felt kind of weird though.
which means that he almost passed out.
No,
for
I
all
didn't.
Of you
I-
who...
Shout out. I don't know why I said shout out. I did not pass out at all on this trip, so thank you very much. I peed a lot because I was trying to stay hydrated, but okay. I hope your parents don't listen to this.
Well, I mean, even if they do,
It'll be funny.
whatever.
Okay, so the second one. So this was the second day. We went to breakfast at this little place, and then we went to the visitor center of the Grand Canyon, which is outside the park.
Yeah.
And I really needed to poop. So I went to the bathroom and I pooped. And Megan had to poop as well. So she went into the bathroom.
It was a poop party.
That was kind of close across the hallway from the men's bathroom. And both of the doors were open.
To get into the bathroom.
Into the bathroom, it was a multi-person bathroom, not a single. And the doors were open to get into them.
Yeah. Or just like you just walked in, went around a corner. That type of thing.
And then in walks into the men's bathroom, Megan's father. And he sits down on the toilet that's in the stall next to me. So we're co-pilots at this point. And he must have had something in his breakfast. And he let out a massive fart. And Megan...
Well, Aaron and I were texting beforehand because he was in the bathroom pooping, I was in the bathroom, and we were like, oh my God, like my stomach, or like something died.
Yep.
And then
so we were texting already, and then Taylor came into the bathroom. Megan texted me what did you even say? Did you know that was my dad? Or you know it was your dad?
No, but I had a hunch because
you were like, let me read the text. Where is it?
It was so funny. I was dying laughing.
Go. I know. I said I'm co-piloting with your dad right now. And you go laughing my fucking ass off. Was that him who just let that one rip? I heard it all the way in here. So Megan heard her father fart.
Just no shame in his game.
all the way from the other side of the bathroom to across the hall to the women's room. So
see,
great times.
My dad,
that was
I think,
hilarious.
has bowel, like I know we have bowel issues, but my dad, wow,
he blew up that toilet for sure. Any last thoughts on that story?
No, I just was in sheer awe that my dad was so comfortable ripping a fart that loud in public.
You know, it was loud.
It was so loud. And then poop ensued after. So
sorry,
it was
Dirk,
like
if
a
you
fart.
listen to this.
It was like a fart poop. It was like the kind of like that.
Okay. My next thing. I'm gonna save this one that I have at the top of this list for last. Okay. I'm gonna go to. So we spent a lot of time in the car.
Too much time.
On
one might
the
say.
first 2 days. I think we literally spent a combined like 12 hours. No, more than that, because we drove 3 hours to get to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
We spent probably 15 hours in a car with your parents and your brother and Sergio over the first 2 days of our trip, which was far too many.
Yeah.
We literally, okay, so the first day the first like official day we were there, we went to the Grand Canyon National Park. And your family literally want to stop at every single overlook that there was in the Grand Canyon. Now, if you've never been to the Grand Canyon, it's an awe-inspiring place. It is beautiful. There's so much depth to it. It's like, it literally looks fake, kind of, and like, it's amazing. It's breathtaking.
It's grand.
But it's grand.
Oh,
but the thing is, every single outlook looks the same.
I know.
And so we literally drove around the Grand Canyon National Park for 6 hours. And we stopped off at probably like 10 different outlooks. And guess what? They all looked the same. And that's where I was like, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself if I'm on this trip for too much longer. I literally was like, I don't know if I can handle this. And then the next day, we went to a bunch of different national monuments, which was fine.
No, that was the worst part of the trip.
It was fine, but We spent another 8 hours in the fucking car.
Yeah.
Driving around to these national monuments where we get out for 5 minutes, look around, and then go back in the car. I was so crabby that night. That first night we got to Cottonwood, I was so crabby. And then you spent fucking 45 minutes in the grocery store with your mom.
Okay, well,
Jesus Christ.
my mom.
So this is after we ate dinner and everyone's like tired and like wants to go home. And we had agreed in the car, or your mom had even said, all right, we'll just get, your mom, in the way that she does, she goes, should we just get breakfast stuff or should we just get stuff for the whole week? And I said, let's just get breakfast stuff so we can go back to the place. I became the, usually I'm not the decision maker in most of the times. I became the decision maker on this trip because your family is the most indecisive family I've ever met in my life. Your mom will go like this. She'll go like, oh, so what should we do? We could do this or we could do that. And then no one fucking says anything. So I was like, okay, just get the breakfast food so it doesn't take very long. Well, guess what Debbie decides to do? She decides to shop for the whole fucking Thanksgiving meal.
Well, we were like, we might as well. We're here.
Your parents went to the grocery store like 3 more times after that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. So we literally sat in the car for 45 minutes.
Sorry, Debbie ambushed me.
Like, why did all 6 of us need to be at the grocery store at that point? Couldn't you guys have just gone? Like, the inefficiency of your family blows my mind. It really does. It's like, okay, we have to do everything together, even grocery shopping, even if 4 of you sit in the car. Oh God, Jesus. Okay, so that was one. So okay, that sets up the next few talking points here. That sets up the next few talking points here. So you ready?
Are you sure you want to marry into my family?
I debated after this trip. Just kidding. I did not.
You can take the ring back.
Well, we already bought your wedding band, so I can't now.
This true?
Yeah. All right. The other thing I have here. This was in the car as well. Your parents are very caring. But they like to bicker a lot.
Everything after butt is shit?
And I don't think I said but.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. They like to bicker a lot. And one thing that they argued about multiple times on this trip, multiple times, was the San Francisco trip that you and your family took. Now tell me, how long ago did you go to San Francisco on this trip? Or how long ago did your family go to San Francisco and stay in a bed and breakfast?
Well, I was in 5th grade. So
over 15 years ago. No, about 15 years ago.
About 15. Wow. Time flies. We're having fun.
This is a trip that happened about 15 years ago. So preface that story. At breakfast one day, they were arguing if the bed and breakfast person ate breakfast with them or if they did not. That was the first argument. The second argument in the car that lasted for about 10 minutes was Debbie and Dirk going back and forth if they took, I can't even remember where it was. If they took a taxi or if they rented a car. Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was was it from the airport?
They were discussing if we took, we went to, what is it called? It's like something pier. And it's this like Bay Area where you go and see things, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we were staying in a bed and breakfast, like Aaron said. And so obviously
your mom thought it was an Airbnb later in the trip.
Oh, yeah.
Because it got brought up a 4th time at breakfast one day.
And so I was like, my family was like, oh, we had to get to the pier somehow. And then my dad was like, no, we took a trolley. Yep. Or my mom was like, no, we drove a car.
Taxi.
Oh, yeah, taxi. My mom was like, no, we drove the car.
It literally went on for 10 minutes and I wanted to just I looked at Megan like multiple times like, I'm going to jump out of this car right now. I'm going to jump out the window.
Well, see, now you got a little flavor to savor that my mom can never be wrong. She will go to the grave on things just to not be wrong.
Understandable. Okay. So that's the other thing. your parents arguing about a 15-year trip multiple times throughout the trip.
Truly wonderful.
Now, let me just, we're halfway through my list here. Not quite halfway, but I want to say I'm very grateful for the family trip that we just got to go on. It was basically all expenses paid. I don't want to come off as being ungrateful.
Well, no,
but Megan and I would decompress every night with these kinds of conversations.
it's the only way we stayed sane.
There were multiple times where we would just like look at each other. So here's the next thing. Let's talk about Montana. Okay, we should really
use fake names.
No, we should poll the listeners on. Okay, we'll call her Arkansas. We should poll the listeners on Arkansas on if this is a okay thing to do or not.
Okay.
Do any of that side of the family, do they listen to this?
I would be hard pressed if
Probably not.
any of them.
Okay,
did,
well if they
so I'm
do,
gonna say no.
if they do, well,
I know
here's a
my
little
aunt
tasty
follows
taste.
our aunt follows our Instagram
That's
page,
fine.
but
We're not-
I don't think she listens.
Okay. So, and if you do, well, here's the truth of it all. Do you want to explain this Montana situation? I mean, Arkansas? Situation? Just whatever. Montana. Whatever.
Okay, so my grandparents, when they were still living, they were in a nursing home in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And there was a CNA who looked after them for I don't even know how many years they were there. It was a handful of years. And she was very nice to my grandparents and she was very good to them. My grandparents loved her. But after they died, my mom and my aunt still kept in close contact with her.
Very close contact.
My aunt is so close with her that she calls her little sister, or that she's like a little sister. And this CNA, she is a year younger than me. So I'm like, that'd be a really little sister. Anyways, and so now the relationship has developed since my grandparents passed last year, that this past summer in Door County, when we do our annual family camping trip with our family friends, she was invited. Arkansas was invited. And she stayed in the trailer with my family. I wasn't there for these days because...
she stayed in the trailer with your family?
Yes! Because Carla was like, oh, Montana or Arkansas needs...
Fucked at this point anyway, so...
needs to come. And I heard from my insider sources, my brother, that she was just super weird and not very friendly and just awkward to be around.
Okay, that's kind of hearsay, right? I believe what your brother's saying, but that's hearsay. We don't know. I think the deeper thing that we need to analyze is, why would you go on a family camping trip with people who were your clients' families?
Yes, that's I think the heart of the weirdness.
Like, that doesn't make it. Are we wrong in assessing that we could put a poll out? Actually, probably not, but maybe. Are we wrong in saying that if you are a CNA, are you going to go on a family camping trip with your family's, what is it?
Well, it would be... I don't even know.
Your family, your client's family.
Yeah.
Should we call Adam?
Oh, I was confused with the connection. I was like,
We should call Adam.
Okay.
Should we call him?
Okay.
Actually, no. Just kidding. We won't. Maybe later. We'll call him.
Yeah. But yeah, that's... Oh, and even now stupider thing is that when she went camping, my aunt had set Arkansas up with... had set Arkansas up with one of the family friends' single sons who just happens to magically be the same age, and they just happen, this is actually kind of weird, they happen to live a block down the road from each other, And so Carla, my aunt, like pushed them so hard to get together, and now they're dating. And so now she's just
part of the family.
Stuck for good. But then my brother made a good point. It's like, well, if she's dating him, why doesn't she just go camping with them?
She should. I think we talked about this. It's your mom's and Carla's way of dealing with their grief. Because there's a connection there to their parents. That's a weird connection, but a connection nonetheless. Yeah. So Montana is the new, Arkansas is the new appointed Drews member. So
well, and
shout
then,
out you.
And then we got a little contentious moment because in the car driving around the Grand Canyon, we had started talking about our wedding with my mom.
Blah, blah. Yeah.
And then I don't know how this came up, but essentially my mom was like, well, I think we're going to have to give Alex, family friend who's now dating Arkansas, a +1.
No, we're not giving him a +1.
So that Arkansas can come. And
this is the same conversation of like your mom inviting people to avoid awkward conversations later on.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no, over
so
my
stupid.
dead body. There is no way.
Yep.
Sorry, not sorry.
Let's get into our last. Well, it's not necessarily the last one. Kind of blends into everything else. Do you want to explain the top item that I have on here?
Yes. So, oh God, okay. This actually was the first time I really noticed it.
This was the first time that you've noticed this?
Like in a very apparent way. Yes.
Okay.
So while we're driving along in the car, and I think the first time we both noticed this was in the Grand Canyon, and my mom was in the passenger, or is it technically, what is that, co-pilot seat?
The passenger side seat. Yep.
Yeah. So my dad was driving, she was in the car next to him, giving directions, looking around, blah, blah, blah.
Well, kind of giving directions.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But she just has this stream of consciousness where she would look at every single sign or every single thing on the road and say it out loud. And then, like for example, okay, I am her looking out. Oh, 12 miles, RV camp. Oh, National Monument of blah, blah, blah.
Oh, McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's. Oh, Chipotle.
Look at Daisy right now.
Oh, Starbucks. Oh, God. Our cats are fighting.
Yeah, shout out Will.
Daisy's
just trying to cuddle. Ziggy.
Oh
my God. They're so
dicks.
mean. Okay. Now she's being an asshole.
Wow.
I don't think they like both want to sit there.
I know. I feel bad.
Yep.
Anyways, so that was the whole trip. My mom literally would just say random things that she read on the sign.
Quite literally. And it wasn't just random. It was every single sign that we passed by.
So in the car, you and I started, like when she started to name off restaurants.
Your brother picked up on this too. Yeah. When we were going to dinner the first night we were in Cottonwood, this is where it really got bad.
Yeah.
Because we had just experienced it for the 15 plus hours that we were in the car the first 2 days.
And so we'd started to be like, oh, Home Depot. Oh, McDonald's. Oh. And my mom, so oblivious, didn't even notice. I'm like, my God.
Oh,
I was ready to say something, but I was like, no, because that's just gonna. She's so unaware, probably, that she'd be like, oh, what do you mean?
Your family's just super special.
I know.
The last one that I have on my list, I think we've already talked about your mom's competitive side on this podcast, so I'm gonna go to this one. We should talk about our spades. No one cares about it. Our card game.
Yeah, no.
Our spades win. Yeah. The last one I have on here is Dirk's morning call to everyone.
Morning call?
So him blowing his nose extremely loud, and then him going.
Yeah, literally
Dude's got so much phlegm in his throat.
every single morning growing up, that is what I would hear. And I would also hear him blowing his nose into his hands in the shower.
Yeah, he's got some I feel like he's got some allergy sinus problems.
That's not the only thing. Oh,
That's not the only thing, you asshole.
no, because my dad and we tussled on the trip.
Oh yeah. You don't need to talk about that.
Why?
Okay, fine. I don't care.
Why?
I don't care. This is just a bitch fest from us. This is good. We'll call this bitch fest 2021.
Well,
We are unthankful this year.
Isn't that what it always is with us? With us?
With us, it is. With us, it always is this. Ride or die, bitch. With us. All right. Let's keep talking here. This is a podcast. Here we go. Come on.
I just about peed.
Here we go.
I just about peed.
This is a podcast.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's keep going here.
Okay.
Hum babe. Here we go. Hum babe. Hum babe.
I think I got possessed by iced tea in that moment.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yes. So every family has its struggles.
Yeah.
And its tussles.
Right.
But my father chose violence on this trip, and I chose violence back because
You actually did. Yeah, you actually really did.
oh, okay, don't come at me now because I will come after you with us. So
You're so stupid.
so prime example of the tussle that ensued. We were getting McDonald's for breakfast on our last morning / day at the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked our little booties over there, my brother, you, mom, and dad. And then as we're in line, because we had a long drive to Sedona, another couple hours.
Yep.
And so I just had offered, because my parents were getting tired, I was like, well, I could drive if you guys need me to. And then my dad goes, "Well, like how?" I'm trying to embody
This
how
is
he
your story.
exactly said
This
it.
is your story.
He goes, "Your mother doesn't want you to drive, so just deal with it."
Yeah.
I was like, what? And I literally looked at him and I was like, I was just trying to be nice. What is your problem? And he goes, I haven't had my coffee yet. And then and then I rebuttal back. I'm like, just because you haven't had your coffee doesn't give you the right to be a dick. And then my mom goes, well, at work, they always used to say, don't talk to Dirk before he's had his coffee. And I'm like, I don't give a rat's ass. That is not an excuse to be an arse. And he goes, well, that's just the way I am. And I was like, right? And so then
Can't teach an old horse new tricks. Old dog new tricks, babe.
Clearly. And then we were eating McDonald's back in the hotel lobby.
Of course, we had to eat together. We couldn't just eat in our own rooms. We had to eat together as a family.
I know. And then my dad had his coffee and he goes, oh, Megan, I've had my coffee now. And I literally looked back at him and I went, oh, good for you. Don't care. And he was like, well, that was terse. And I'm like, you were terse first, so I'm going to be terse back. And then
it keeps going.
It just continues.
Keeps going.
Because the other moment where I got heated was we were sitting in this winery bar, or I don't even know what you call it. It was just like they had
Merkins.
Yeah. Merkin.
Also, didn't know Merkins was a wig for pubic areas.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Apparently, it's a joke in the gay community.
Yeah.
But that's what it's called, Merkins.
Yes, this place was called Merkin. And we're sitting there having some wine tastings and charcuterie.
Yes. Your
And
mom
then-
talked about the turkey like 10 million times during that point.
I know. Oh my God. And then I was taking pictures with Aaron's camera of people at the table. And my dad wasn't looking. And then I took a picture. And then he goes, could you not? And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, could I not take pictures of people? He's like, well, you always do this. You always take pictures and then you post them. And I just think that's so rude. And I'm like, when was the last time I did that? When was the last time you experienced this? And he goes, well, I can't remember. I'm like, Dad, literally the last time I did that was probably in high school, which was 10 years ago. And he's like, well, I just don't like it. And I'm like, Oh, okay. So I'm not allowed to take pictures of you unless you give me permission. Noted. I was so pissed. I was ready to fight.
It's okay, babe. It's all right. Yeah. Great trip. Wonderful trip. It actually was a really good trip. We are complaining a lot, but
That's what we do best.
yeah, we do. That is what we do best.
No, it was a good time to be with my family.
It just wasn't much of a vacation.
No.
It was
It was just like a go.
It was. If you go on a Drew's family vacation, if you ever get the pleasure, you will not have any time to just sit and relax.
Yeah.
There's no time for relaxing on a Drew's family vacation.
Yeah.
It is always, we need to do this, and then we need to do that, and then there's dishes that need to be done. Then you need to wash your clothes, and then you need to do this. It was constant, and I am tired. That's why I've slept in for the past 2 days, because I am wore out.
Can I just ask you this one thing?
Yeah.
Now that you've been around my family on this wonderful vacation,
Yep.
am I like my parents?
No, not at all.
Thank God.
What do you mean, like your parents? Like what?
Do you think I'm turning into my mother? Do you think that I like have traits of them that you?
Oh
can
yeah,
tell?
you have traits of your mom in the sense of like that you can't grocery shop for shit. It takes you a million years to grocery shop. Like, okay, so going back to the grocery store story, I was literally going into we were at Walmart, and your mom was dead set on shopping at Walmart. I have no idea why. But I went to go get beer and then come back out, and it took me maybe about 5 minutes to find the beer, whatever, grab it and go. By the time I was back, Megan and her mom had not left the produce section, and there was nothing in the cart. So that's your indecisiveness, I can tell. Also, you are like your mom in the sense, not as bad, but in the sense of like that you will be like, oh, or we could do this, or we could do that. Like saying the options, but just never making a decision. You aren't like your mom in the sense that you want people to help out in some way, like with cooking, for example, but then you take over. You don't do that.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think you are. You don't say everything on the side of the road as we pass by it. Oh, look, there's a sheep. There's grass. There's a tree. Yeah, what a great vacation it was.
I vote that for the next vacay, we go to like
A resort where we can like have our own time.
yeah, just drink, lay on the beach.
We literally were not. We were a group of 6. If you don't count sleeping, we were a group of 6 for 90% of that trip.
Babe, that's
not an exaggeration.
This is
That people at home, you're probably thinking, "Oh, that's an exaggeration." I am not kidding when I say we were a group of 6 for 90% of the trip. That is ridiculous. What the fuck? Oh.
See, this is all coming full circle because as a family growing up, we always would make a very pointed effort to have family dinner every single night.
Yep.
4 of us.
I can understand
Which,
why
you know,
now.
eating together,
Tradition.
like you and I always try and eat our meals together.
Yeah.
But there's some flexibility that needs to be had, obviously, because now we're adults. We can go do our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
You're still in the mindset that we have to be eating the same thing, though. We like never have just like makeshift meals. It's always gotta be like, okay, we gotta have this on this night.
Well, because then I'm making 2 meals.
No, you're not making anything. You're not making 2 meals. Be like, I'd make my thing and you'd make your thing. That's maybe how you're like your mother as well.
Well, it just doesn't make sense. Why would you make your own thing?
I'm just saying, like every meal has to be the same.
But do you want to change it?
Sure, let's do it. No, okay. Let's wrap this up here. Any last thoughts from Family Vacay?
God.
It was a great time. I had so much fun.
It was a good trip, but I think that after this trip, I would not be sad if it was the last family.
No way. You can't say that. Hey, maybe next time Arkansas will come with us.
I would not be sad if it was the last family, like, big trip.
You're going to have to tell your parents that you're not going to be with them 24/7 on the weekend of the wedding.
Oh, I mean, it's inevitable. It's not going to happen.
I feel like your mom's going to expect to be by your side the whole time.
Well, that ain't happening.
So you really want your mom to go to your bachelor party now? Bachelorette party? All right. And that's this week's episode. Thanks so much for listening. Follow us on all the social medias at the Fairly Odd Asians right here. Any last thoughts? We are not ungrateful people. Actually, we probably are. We probably sound like the biggest like snobs ever and spoiled snobs.
We are.
We are very fortunate. I will say we are
Yes.
very fortunate. We are very blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
It was just a lot. Someone can only handle so much.
Yeah. And I just would love for a vacation where it's all about me for once.
What? What?
Or where my wants and needs get heard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because if I would have had it my way, we would have gone to just wineries the whole day. We would have chilled.
Yeah, I love how we were like, well, let's have a winery day. We went to 2. And then we walked around in the rain outside. That was really fun. That was so dumb. That was so stupid. Oh, God. All right. So there's just too much to unpack from this trip. So, all right. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. Follow us on all social medias. We
love
you
all
have a wonderful week.
with us.